might just be the start of a huge rebuild. Good evening, I'm Brittany Cooper.
And I'm Jim Rick. Thanks for joining us. Mizzou announced the hiring of Konzo Martin from Cal today. KOMU8's Chris Trevino is here to tell us his hiring could be the first of many dominoes to fall.
All right, Jim, thanks very much. With Konzo Martin could come a major change of the Missouri basketball program. That is going to happen either way, a major change. But the whole process could be accelerated depending on the fallout from the situation today at Washington, where on the day Missouri hired Konzo Martin, Washington fired its head coach Lorenzo Romar. Why does that matter to Mizzou fans? Well, because the #1 national high school prospect, Michael Porter Jr., who played at Tolton High School in Columbia just a year ago, along with his brother John Tay, might both be in play now for Missouri. Michael Porter Jr. tweeted today expressing disappointment in the change of the Washington coaching staff. He had signed with the Huskies, and now he certainly could decide to come back to Columbia if he wanted to. Missouri, of course, was one of his top 5 choices in the end of his recruiting process, and his arrival, in addition to the new head coach, could drastically change the outlook for Missouri next season. Michael Porter Jr.'s dad, Michael Sr., also could be offered an assistant coaching spot on Konzo Martin's staff. Much more on a lot of moving parts in this story on a big day for Missouri men's basketball later in sports.
Hundreds of people gathered at the state capitol today for the 16th annual Disability Rights Legislative Day. Missouri State Treasurer Eric Schmidt also announced today that Missouri will join in the Mo Able program. KOMU8's Justice Henderson's here in the studio to explain why Schmidt feels this is important.
I spoke with Missouri Treasurer Eric Schmidt today about his implementation of the Mo Able program. The program will allow people who have disabilities to have long-term savings account with tax advantages attached, much like an existing program for college savings in Missouri. This program is personal to Schmidt because he has a son who will be able to benefit from the program in the long run.
Stephen's resilience inspires me every single day to fight for our state's most vulnerable citizens.
In correlation with the 16th Disability Rights Legislation Day, Schmidt launched the Mo Able program, which has the potential to help the roughly 800,000 Missourians with disabilities, people like his son.
I have a 12-year-old son with some pretty profound disabilities. Stephen's on the autism spectrum, was born with a rare genetic condition, is epilepsy, and is nonverbal.
One Columbia mother who has a son with disabilities is excited about the launch of this program.
We have college savings plans for our 2 other children. We had one for Nathan, but college may not be realistic for him, so this will give us a way to save money for his future.
I look forward to working with you to get the word out about Mo Able accounts and financially empowering individuals with disabilities.
With the program in mind, this will help children and people of all ages have a better chance of an independent life in their future.
Anything that I can do in my position to make life a little bit easier for those families and individuals with disabilities is something that's very, very important to me. So I'm very excited to be state treasurer when this is all happening.
The program will be up and running in the next couple months. Missouri is partnering with 4 other states to implement this program. You can find more information about this program and how it works on our website at KOMU.com. In the studio, Justice Henderson, KOMU8 News.
Emergency vehicles responded to a hazmat spill at Planned Parenthood in Columbia today. The spill closed Providence Road for about an hour. 4 employees reported having eye irritation and coughing, but no serious injuries. Columbia Fire and Police redirected traffic and investigated the spill. After evacuating the building, the fire department did an air quality test. Something unusual was found. However, the cause is still not known. Before Missouri teenagers say "I do," a lawmaker wants to change marriage requirements for their protection. Representative Jean Evans sponsored House Bill 270. She says children getting married under the age of 18 could be victims of human trafficking.
We want parents to be able to make decisions for their own children. However, in cases where they are abusing their children or trafficking their children, the state needs to interfere.
If passed, the bill would require those younger than 17 to attend a judicial hearing. Currently, this requirement applies to children younger than 15. At that hearing, the judge would determine if the couple should receive an authorized license, not the parents, like the current law. The bill is awaiting a 3rd read on the House floor.
Columbia police are asking for your help in identifying a suspect in a bank robbery. It happened Monday afternoon at the Landmark Bank on Garth Avenue. The suspect is described as between 5'6" and 5'9" with a medium build and goatee. Police say the suspect approached a teller and demanded money. You see him in these pictures before he left with an undisclosed amount of cash. The confidence home builders have in the housing market is the highest it's been since 2005. That's according to the National Association of Home Builders Home Market Index, which came out today. The sentiment is shared by Columbia Home Builders. KOMU8's Ben Burke is in the studio with the numbers and what they mean for you.
It's a seller's market in the nation and in Columbia. Let's take a look at those numbers. Starting with active listings since 2015. As you can see, there's a gradual decrease between 2 years ago and now. In new house listings, you can see a much sharper increase from 163 to 395 just in the last couple of months. More houses getting sold and an influx of properties going on the market that makes home builders happy because it leaves a gap to build. One realtor I spoke with says this increase in new home buys reflects a societal change.
We've become a throwaway society. The handyman, the repairman no longer exists in America. When your dishwasher breaks, you go buy a new dishwasher because to put a part and pay for labor, it costs about the same because of mass production. Real estate has almost become that same way.
One home builder I talked with told me he noticed an increase in business just around the November election. I'll have more on that on KOMU8 News at 10. Reporting in the studio, Ben Burke, KOMU8 News.
Several Jefferson City public school administrators won't get raises next year. The Board of Education approved a preliminary 2017-2018 budget. It included a pay freeze for central office administrators. The pay freeze comes as the district hopes to find money to build a new high school. The pay freeze would save about $25,000. The bulk of the construction costs for a new high school would come from higher taxes.
The savings from not giving raises to administrators doesn't come close to giving us enough money to fund all the needs that we have.
Hoffman says it didn't feel right to give raises to high-paid administrators when the district is asking for voters to approve higher taxes April 4th. The budget will be finalized and sent to the board in June.
It was a cold one today, but Kenton says warmer temperatures are on the way. Let's send it over to him for a check of the forecast.
All right, Brittany, thank you very much. We do still have a freeze warning in effect tonight. If we have been very cold, as Brittany mentioned, this freeze warning for all of us except for Pettis County, and that's going until 10 a.m. in our morning, simply because we're going back down below freezing again tonight, and still can kill some plants or continue to kill some plants out there, some other fruit crop as well. But otherwise, our high temperatures today in the upper 30s, right around 40 degrees. A chilly one for us, definitely below average for our day, and for the rest of our night, we're back down into the 20s. Eventually, temperatures in the middle 20s to start off our day tomorrow on Thursday. But we do have a warming trend that's really going to kick off in the afternoon. We have about a 15 to 20 degree temperature raise by tomorrow afternoon, considering where we were today. We're at 56 then tomorrow with a lot of cloud cover out there. We're at 66 on Friday, another 10 degree jump there. But we are going to have a chance for a few passing sprinkles or even some patchy drizzle out there. So overall, kind of an overcast, possibly wet day, but it's not a washout. Less than 1/10 of an inch of rain expected there. I'll track the rain hour by hour, though, and look ahead to our 8-day forecast, including the weekend, coming up after the break.
Wildfires broke out in surrounding states last week. How groups in mid-Missouri are working to help the victims. That's coming up later in the newscast.
And later in sports, the possible domino effect Missouri's 19th basketball coach might have on the program, including some familiar names.